G'day guys. Changing my engine. I've got a little head gasket problem on my EZ30D. Best way I reckon is to just drop it out with the gearbox. I've got to do a clutch anyway, and I have succeeded. I mean, I've spent a couple of hours at the end of last year pulling out the struts and the exhaust system, struts and exhaust and all the heat shields and stuff.
I have the option still of dumping this.
I've pulled the gear selector mechanism out. I've got a short shift kit for that. And sorry for the poor camera. But yeah, the harness, just these two connectors here, you know, the slave. And I mean, it looks like an awful mess, but I've not spent more than 4 hours on this car. Yesterday I pulled the alternator and all that out. Okay. And today was the shift cable and circlip and all that. I've actually released the transmission mount. Obviously the sway bars come out with the struts and all that and the CV joints, but yeah, the transmission mount has come off on the bottom of the gearbox, which is decimated anyway, but I've also protected it a little bit. But let's just see how we go. So fingers crossed. What an absolutely beautiful engine. I've never had a car like this. I never will. With the steering, I've secured the steering in the vehicle with gaffer tape, but can you see here, guys? This tie is tucked in. It's stopping that from turning, or you'll damage your airbag clock spring. Also note that the air conditioning gas has been saved. And see how I've tied back the selector and the stay rod and all that, just to keep it out of the way, and it's right, just cleared the extension housing. Let's see how we go. I mean, how fucking easy is this? Very easy. Very, very, very easy. Of course I've taken my time, you know. I say 4 hours, maybe it's 5 or 6, but really casually. So you can see up here, can you see up here, there's your slave cylinder, your stay mount, your booster hose, your power steering. You know, you want to, so the power steering's still down there, and basically all I just did was take these 4 bolts out, and out we came. There is the masterpiece of engineering that is the EZ30. Oh, I love this fucking thing. Put an exhaust system on it too, up here, and you'll notice as well, like, oh, you've got, make sure you do your sway bars, guys. But you've noticed I've taken the brackets off the gearbox there, and you want to mark everything. It is quite fiddly. That mount's decimated, as you can see. But yeah, you might, I mean, you'll be interested in how light these parts are, like the tail shaft, and every single part's so well engineered and light. You know, this is the gearbox mount. It's all been marked. There's the exhaust. Okay, so the first thing I did was discs, pads, discs, struts, ABS sensors are very sensitive. Tuck them all, wrap them up and tuck them away. And, you know, that's the first thing I did. And then the exhaust system and all that, and then that stuff. And then today was that stuff. And then after the steering was secured, the mount just slides out nicely. All the bushes are decimated, as Brett Middleton also goes into, but this one, all of them, they're just gone. But I've left it like that for now, and I'll swap it all over later. But how easy is that for a couple of hours? I mean, that's the way I want to do it. And then I'll hang it and do the clutch. I've got a billet flywheel, and my camera's just fucked. as you can see here, it's just, there's no car like it, where you do not touch the wiring loom, you do not touch water hoses. The only hoses are disconnected with the 2 heater hoses and the top and bottom hose. Of course the radiator's out, but even that, it still would have made it. But you just, these two, you know, and that, and the earth, and it's just a fantastic design. You don't touch, you don't do all the shit you do on other cars, and that's what wrecks them all. You know, tampering with all these bypass hoses and stuff like that. So starter motor's still on there, and there we go. So the mounts have been loosened. When I get my engine crane and lift it, that will stay there. That subframe will stay there with the steering on it. I've got a rubber hose, an old hose I've cut under the steering rack to protect it, and you can see that this has also been buffered, but it's not really damaged, not really hitting anything, but I've put rubber there. But yeah, under the steering there's some lines, and you want to put a top, like a water hose over them. You just cut the hose in half and tie it all up, just in case it hits here, under here. And there we go, the EZ30D, 180 kilowatts, if not more. I love my little beast. So it's had a little, just evacuating water out of the radiator every day. It's just pushing a tiny bit of water out, the air bubbles, like a head gasket sort of thing, but it goes fine. 112,000 Ks. Rumours have it was not designed to be a manual and all this stuff, but I've been driving like this for like 6 months, you can see it. But you know, I just had to top my radiator up and it went great. Absolutely great. That's the EZ30D.